Hello my fellow hunters, today Capcom released a changelog for Monster Hunter Sunbreak. They didn't announce the motion value changes, but in general, also in comparison to other weapons, I just can say they buffed about every weapons, also the OP weapons and longsword. So you can see, for example, for longsword, they increased, like for every attack, the power. I didn't know why they increased every attack of the longsword. Yes, and for the longsword they just nerfed the spirit gauge modifiers. Yes, and also for the bow, which is by far the strongest weapon in Rise, they increased the status build up. Also, drawing attacks, attack power increased. Why? It's already the strongest weapon. Yes, and the only thing is they reduced the charge level multipliers. Yes, so all in all, about every weapon got a huge amount of buffs. Also the gun lance, dual blades, like you can see here, all shelling level of gun lance. To make it easy, yes, they buffed a lot of moves. They nerfed sticky or so for like bowgun. Yes, or for the gun lance they buffed everything. And yes, especially for the most weapons they increased element scaling. And in comparison to other weapons, the Switch X doesn't have a lot of changes. I already talked in a previous video about that. The only motion value changes we may be getting is the wide sweep buff, and the reason for that is we're getting the 2 SMS combo, 2-stage morph / combo. In the future I just say 2 SMS because it's too long to always tell the full combo name. And yes, they 20% stronger now, and you can see they force to use more X mode. I also just made a short compilation. I'm gonna make the font a little bit bigger, so it's just clarification. X attack, upswing and wipe speed buff. That's the only things they buffed. But yes, so they didn't change a lot, but we can also be glad that they didn't nerfed, say, SD, soaring violent blade, fire bursts and other stuff. So yes, maybe it's also not bad currently for us. Also next thing, heavy slam buff. So they just say heavy slam, so they didn't say it's power X mode, but it's the same like in Iceborne. Like you can maybe remember on this sheet, this was from Iceborne, where they introduced the power X mode you got from the heavy slam. And in this case, your icon for the Switch X, the port for the X glows red after doing the heavy slam. And here they say after performing a number of wild swings. So also in the changelog, the amount of needed wild swings to activate the heavy slam is now reduced. So now you didn't need as much wild swings as in vanilla before. Yes, press triangle to go into power X mode. Power X mode increases your damage output while in X mode. So please didn't wrong understand this. It doesn't increase your attack, it just increase your port break modifiers and flinch modifiers, which is really good, especially for Nagakuga, which can be easily toppled when you're attacking or T-Grex when you're attacking the wings. So power X mode is back also. Next thing, here you can see port break and fringe multipliers. So currently we didn't know how the multiplier is. I thought in Iceborne it was about 10% or 20% port breaker modifier. So really good for the new skill. So we have like a lifesteal skill back, but for that skill you have to break monster parts, and then when attacking the monster parts you have like health recovery. And this is also on my calculator already. I've added it, so you can maybe play a little bit around with it. And yeah, so I think this is going to be very useful for this skill. Yes, next thing is CFD. I didn't think they changed any motion values or similar stuff, but yes, maybe it doesn't affect other players in multiplayer, the AoE. Like you can read here, the damage reaction from the explosion has been changed, so maybe the reaction is that in vanilla the players flies away 50 feet, and now yes, it doesn't affect your multiplayers. Like I think it's the same thing they've done in the upswing for Monster Hunter World back. In Monster Hunter World you can upswing. With the upswing, yes, your teammates send them flying, and then in Rise they nerfed it, so you can't currently send your teammates upswing or fly them around the air. Yes, then also some other stuff after CSD finisher, when your spot meter was empty. No weird animations. Yes, and that's about it. So nothing really a lot of, but yes, and I also watched some videos from Rainy, and so he's Charge Blade main, but also plays a little bit around with switch X, and he also thinks that the main play style is still the aerial switch X, like I've done the last video before of the Nagakuka switch X. I also said I think mainly it's CSD, because yes, you can fix on the best monster pod with the highest hit zone value, and then just do a CSD with yes high amount of fixed and non-crit damage. And I think yes, counter currently just play style for going amped and then just going into ZSD is a lot more fluid than just always look for counter amp, changing the red skull, switch charger back to counter amp. And yes, I think CSD is just the way to go.